Well, this car is a lot of fun, but every car has its problems. I'm going to go over the top 5 searched issues on an '08 Dodge Charger. Let's get started. One of the things you got to look out for is the ignition. When you go to start the vehicle, you might notice the key goes ahead and gets stuck like that. What can happen is this can move around and potentially turn off the ignition while you're trying to drive. Oh! Something to pay attention to. If you have this many keys on your keychain, it's great you have plenty of cars, and that's fine and good. But let's lighten the load. Okay, so let's hop in our vehicle. You start it up and you want to listen to some music. Boop. But oh no, nothing comes on. It says that it needs to be reprogrammed. Well, you can either go to your dealer, pay them a couple bucks, or you can give them a call and have them send you out one of these. It's a little reprogram disc. You just open it up. It's going to give you the instructions. You put it inside your disc player. Come over, you press disc, and then it's going to do its own job. After that, it should be good to go. If it isn't, give your dealer a ring. So remaining inside the vehicle, because that's where people spend the most of the time when they're around their vehicle, we're going to continue on to the airbag. And there's several of them inside this vehicle. It's wonderful. You've got one here, and of course on all the pillars, all the way around the vehicle, you're going to be nice and safe. The only problem with these is there is a certain amount of vehicles that actually have an issue with the airbag system where it'll overinflate the system and you could potentially have some debris coming out at you. Right? So if that airbag happens to rupture, instead of just making a nice cushy pillow for you to take a little nappy on, if it ruptures, it could explode and potentially hurt your face. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants anybody to get hurt. So the dealer says, hey, come on back and we're gonna fix it for you for free. So get on down there and make sure safety first. That leads us on to what's behind the front airbag right here. If you were to take this off and take off the steering wheel, you can get right behind there and you're going to find something that's called your steering angle sensor. Those go bad all the time on these vehicles. And the way that you're going to know that that's bad or not is you're going to have a traction light on that you just can't get rid of. What's going on? Well, more than likely it's that. If you see a little traction light on your dash, and maybe it also says ABS, that's one of the places that I would go to look. Obviously, if you've checked your brakes already and they're doing all right, you don't have any ABS issues or anything like that with a particular wheel. Maybe you have one of those little code scanners and it says, hey, check your steering angle sensor. That's where you're gonna look, right behind here. Although, I wouldn't recommend taking this off if you don't know what you're doing. Behind this airbag, if you even make a little spark of static electricity, you could set it off and potentially have a whole big mess on your hands. Nobody wants you to get hurt. So unless you've watched plenty of videos and you know exactly how to do it, or you're trained by a professional, or maybe you have a couple extra bucks and you want to bring it down to somebody that knows what they're doing, I would be very careful with that airbag system. And that leads us in under the hood. We're going to come right back here and you can see your cooling fans. That's right in between your radiator and your engine. Let's say that those cooling fans are doing their job. The engine's running a little bit hot. I mean, it's a Charger. Everybody's a little heavy-footed. Runs hot. The cooling fans turn on, they start sucking that air through the radiator to start cooling everything down. Great. The only problem is the bearings inside of these fans are known to go bad. What I would do is I would go down to a reputable shop and make sure they check those fans for you. You can just grab onto them, give them a little wiggle. If they sound like they're making a lot of noise and or wobbling around too much, I mean, they're gonna wobble a little bit. They're just plastic. But if they're moving around too much and you're worried they're gonna come apart, you need to get them replaced ASAP. Last thing you want is for that to come apart and go into your radiator. Boo. Okay, so those are my top 5 searches that I happen to find on the internet. If you have one of these Chargers, good for you. And I'm sure you have your list of things that are maybe not so much. But the vehicle's a lot of fun. It's a safe enough vehicle. I would drive it. I'm gonna drive it. I can't wait. If you like it, like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, if there's anything you want to say, drop it in that comment section. I want to hear it.
Thanks for watching. Visit 1aauto.com for quality auto parts shipped to your door, the place for DIY auto repair. And if you enjoyed this video, please click the subscribe button.